What is up, everybody, man? Welcome back. Hopefully everybody's having a great day. Today I got just a little maintenance and an install kind of plan for the day. I don't want to go too long because I need to install that GPS module with the dash cam. So I want to get that done today, along with oil change. Now, oil change is oil change, right? Yes. But I'm getting close to the 3,000 mile mark. I think I'm at like 2,880 or 90 something. So you guys know I do tend to change my oil every 3,000 miles or sooner, depends. But as everyone well knows, I am now I'm running the 85 in here. So I got an E60 tune on here. So I kind of fluctuate between E30 and E50 to 55. I don't try and get too close to E60 because that's kind of pushing it. Especially it's pushing the injectors like all the way. So if it's like super cold, like it is today, it'll try and get it'll the car try to ask for too much because the environment is set specifically for, you know, some speed, you know what I'm saying, making some power. So until I get my injectors upgraded and a high pressure fuel pump, I kind of need to chill out. At least that's what my tuner told me. I see, you know, it's just tuned for E60, but it's like right at the limit for injector duty cycle. So anyway, kind of went off on a tangent there. The oil that I'm trying, so let's take a look at it and see what I got. All right, y'all, so here we go. This is the GPS module, but we'll get to this in a bit. It's just that and the connector. Shouldn't be too bad of an install. It's just gonna be running the cable. But here we go. So I know you guys, I've been trying out all different types of freaking oil filters and all of that stuff. So this time I have decided to go with the Subaru OEM oil filters. And I think I kind of want to stick to that. Hey, hold on a second. All right, sorry about that. I was on continuous focus. So I'm trying to throw the camera on manual. I'm trying to get better at my camera work, my videography. So what I got here is I ordered this on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description of where I got it. Do remember that when if you guys use any of the links that's on the video, those are affiliate links. So it's a way to support the channel. So if you want to get this stuff for yourself, you can support the channel by buying it. It's not going to raise the price or anything like that. It just gives the channel a quick little kickback. But this filter came with the oil pan drain gasket, which I'm trying to get off here. I'm not going to use it because I got the little quick drain knob on there. And it's the black filter. So I'm trying this thing out. Should be fine. So this is it right here. The part number is right there. It's actually right there on the front of it. But like I said, I'm gonna link it in the description anyway. So I'm gonna use the OEM filter since it's really what everyone prefers. And the oil, my choice of oil. So, you know, usually I use my Amsoil because that's what I always use. But as doing some research on a different motor oil, I thought about getting this Motul. And I use 5W20, even though it's kind of cool out right now. It's gonna get hot. It's like it gets cool and all of a sudden it gets hot. You know, Texas weather is like freaking weird. But I chose, why did I choose the Motul 8100 power? I chose this because this is supposed to be good to use with cars who use E85. So it's supposed to offer like a enhanced protection, and it's ester based. God dang it, I can't even talk right now. Plus it has anti-LSPI properties for modern direct ejection engines. So that's helps with it being more compatible with using biofuels like E85. So it's kind of why like I said, I'm trying it out just to see how it goes. I haven't had any issues with the Motul. I'm not Motul, the Amsoil that I usually use, but I kind of want to just try this out just because it specifically says it's good for cars who use E85, because E85, you know, it kind of breaks down your it breaks down your oil a little bit. So this is supposed to have stuff in it that kind of help protect that or keep that from happening. So any protection like that, I'm all for it. So that's the reason why that's why I turned the camera on and say, you know, I'm going to show you guys, this is what I'm doing. So you guys know exactly what I'm doing. And as we go along, I'll let you guys know what I think about it. Now, the only way I'm really going to be able to tell you guys what the heck is really going on with it is if I go get a diagnosis done with or send some oil in and get it, you know, get it scanned and stuff. So that's pretty much really all I got to tell you guys about that. Now I'm just going to go ahead and do the oil change. It's you know, oil change is an oil change, you know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and let's get it going. All right, y'all, so that pretty much wrapped up the oil change. So like I said, if it's something worth writing home about it, I'll let y'all know about it and see how or in either case, I'll give you guys an update on how I think the oil is doing in the car. But the oil didn't look bad when it was coming out of there. It did have a little bit of a smell to it, but that's to be expected. So we'll see how this goes. And technically I don't have to take my skid plate off, but I'm trying to prep up for another video. So I had to get some footage and stuff like that. It all makes sense in a couple weeks, 3 weeks maybe, I don't know. But now I'm gonna button all this up, back up, pull the car out, pull it back in here, you know, so I can start the car a little bit, write my numbers down, because you always got to keep track of how many miles is on there when I change the oil, and it's the oil that I use and the filter that I use. I put all of that in the manual in the car, and I date it every time I do it. So I'm gonna do that, pull it back in here, and then we'll get inside the car, and then we'll start working on this GPS module and getting it installed in there and where I'm gonna mount it at and all that old crap. So, but I did have to add another liter in there. So, you know, Motul, they send it to you in liters. So it pretty much took exactly 6 liters to get myself up to the dipstick height to where it's supposed to be at. Now, I know what y'all think, oh man, that's too much. No. Let's remember, I have to put extra in there because I have an oil cooler on there. I have the parent oil cooler on there, so I have to put extra in there too. So that's the reason why. But let me set the camera up and everything, and then I can kind of show you guys my game plan on what I plan to do to install that GPS module onto the dash camera. Shouldn't be too much of a big deal, but let me show you guys. All right, y'all. So it looked like I was wrong here, and there was no need to take all of this off, but I did anyway. All I really had to do was just pull the camera off, which was kind of hard. I pulled from the back. So pull from this little cubby down here, pull straight down, and then it comes out. And I forgot that I tucked that GPS cable inside of here. So we got that in there. And now all I'm going to need to do here is I just need to mount this thing somewhere, like right there or something like that. Am I gonna be able to run this in here? So let me figure this whole thing out. I'm probably gonna put y'all on a time lapse, or I don't know. All right, y'all, so look here, man. So I'm in here and I'm looking at this thing. I got it plugged in, and I'm feeling like I'm not seeing nothing different happening here. So mind you, I'm looking at this thing. So I'm connected to the camera. Well, hold on, I'm not yet. Okay, now it's recording. So now I'm connected to the camera, and in my mind, I'm thinking I should see something different than what I'm seeing here. I should be able to see like a GPS location or something on this thing. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, I don't know. But I at least think I should be able to see something in the settings. So I'm looking through the settings on this thing, and I don't see anything that says, oh, excuse me, GPS. And like I said, even on the videos itself, it should have like a GPS location or something, like, you know, some extra digits saying, hey, this is where I'm at. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, it ain't showing me nothing new. So I don't know. I might just disconnect this thing and let me email the vendor to make sure I'm doing this right, or if it's something else I'm supposed to have. So we're gonna revisit this install again, but for right now, I'm taking it apart. I don't want to go through the whole process of installing this thing if I'm not seeing anything different. So to be continued on this one.
3 hours later.
All right, y'all. So your boy is back. So check it. I did send a message out to Miss Amber, and that's who's the representative I speak to with Mangoal. And I was thinking, I was asking, I said, say, man, I don't know if I'm doing this right, you know, this. So she sent me the instructions. So she answered me within like 12 hours. It's been a few days since then, because it's just been kind of hectic at work in preparation for this storm, this winter storm we got coming down here in Texas, you know, and a little bit of ice coming in. They swear up and down the winter is coming around this mug, you know what I'm saying? And we in freaking Game of Thrones around this piece. But so I'm still trying to prep for that. It's late, and I don't think I'm gonna have the opportunity to do this tomorrow, because it's gonna probably be a whole lot of raining. It's gonna be cold. It's gonna be kind of weird. So I'm gonna try and knock this out right now. It's at least the outside part that I got to do. So she did send me a process. So I got the process down packed. This time I think what would have helped me, because I thought about this when I did it then, but I kind of had the car still on the jack stand because I was doing the oil change and all of that stuff. So I pulled the car out of the garage to see about, you know, seeing if it'll get connected to it, and she showed me the right process. So the right process is have the car completely off, and then you connect to it, you connect it up, and then you turn the car on, give it a second, and then it'll start working. So we about to try that out real quick. But for first, let me show you guys what it looks like before. All right, so here we go. This is what we're looking like right now. And that's, you know, the display and everything that's showing. That's what the bottom of the screen is looking like. So that's kind of, you know, the normal setup on how it is before. So you guys know that it's working. Let me try the little process out, and then we'll connect everything back up, and we'll see what happens then. So hold on. Turn the car off. Take the key out and everything, put it back in there. And then I'm going to grab the actual module here, put it in the dash, and since we out of the garage, it's gonna have a clear shot up into the sky. And you know, it's got arrows on this thing to let you know that you're in the right spot. So there's the arrow there, plus there's an indentation in there. It's only gonna go in there one way. Uh-oh, hold on. You can't even see what the hell I'm doing. Okay, so there, it's arrow either direction. Plug that guy in. So it's in now. So now let's look and see what it looks like now. So I'm gonna turn the key on, connect back to the camera. It has already started recording. We're gonna connect to it there. Go back. Now it's trying to connect up. So now let's let it do its thing real quick. I don't know if I got to give it a minute here. So let me see what it does. Hey, look at that. Wait, it did do something. Hold on, connect back. So there it is now. As you look at it now, you see it has GPS on there. So it's going to tell you your speed, your total altitude, acceleration, current altitude. It shows you all of that information on there now. So now it's currently recording. Excuse me. Yeah, boy, your boy's sick too. But it's showing you all of that information. So if I go to here, it's gonna stop recording. There we go. And then we get to see the footage that's on the actual camera, and it'll show you all of that information on the actual recording. So this is the most recent one. So the one we had beforehand was this one. So you see it down there at the bottom down there. So we're going to hold on. Okay, there we go. At the bottom down there, it only has that little bit of information right there, right? So if I go back to the most recent one, which is this one, click that, and the bottom left corner is what I'm paying attention to on here. There it is, the new footage right there. We'll click on that. And if you see right down there in the corner, there's more information on that bottom left corner. Now you see all that. It's gonna be hard for y'all to see it, but you see all of that, right?
Altitude 37 meters.
Let me pause that.
Starting to record it.
Pause that. But basically, you get the gist of what's going on here. So now, let's go ahead and I'm gonna pull the car in the garage, and we're gonna run all of the wires and everything, run it up in the dash, and just and I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna run this thing to put it all in here, and where I'm gonna put it at, so it's set up. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, y'all. So we're back in the garage. So let me pretty much show you guys the game plan of where I'm gonna run this thing at. I already got a GPS module on that side of the car for the Tesla style radio. This one I'm gonna run up this way, all the way on along this, down there, and down into this where this speaker tweeter is. I'm gonna put this one in there. So I'm gonna set some cameras up, set the GoPros up, so you guys can see what I got going on and put y'all on the time lapse. So let's get this knocked out real quick. All right here now, fam. Well, there you go. Besides the little fingerprints that's up there, all of the cables are hidden. It fit right underneath this little speaker cover right here really well. It's hidden. It's all in there. All the wires are hidden. You don't see anything. It's good to go. And we got a GPS module in the car, man. Good to go. All right, y'all. So, man, that's it, dude. So this install turned out to be a success. It just took a few days, but that's all my fault because took me a little longer to get back around to completing it. But it's done. So like I say, this would be a good little attachment. So like if you're a parent out there, your kids are driving a car, this is the perfect thing you can put on there. You can check the footage from it, see where they've been. You can check all of that data. It's recording everything in there. If they get into an accident, you can have all of the details where everything happened, what happened, and it'll give you all of the information that'll all be in recorded footage. So this is a really good tool to have in your car for instances like that. So again, like I said, I'm not sponsored by them. Wouldn't mind being sponsored by them though. But it's a good product. I stand behind it. I mean, I really like it. It's easy to use. So far it hasn't let me down yet. It's been doing this thing, man. So I mean, I appreciate it. So it's good. Right now they are on the site. They are running a 5% off on all of their products right now. So if you guys check out the website, I'll link it in the description if you want to go check it out. You either can or you're not. Doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna recognize a good product when I see it, and if I'm using it, and if I like it, I'm pretty sure you guys will like it too. And it's something that comes in handy when you need it in a pinch. So that's pretty much all I got for you guys on this video, man. Thank you for joining me. Make sure that you do like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, hit all so you get notified whenever I put out a video. And until that next video, fam, peace.